Jim, let's talk about Yum Brands. The stock
Right.
is down 13% from its high. It's been a tough year for the company, but we've been adding to the position.
A lot of people talk about buying on a pullback. And then when you get the pullback, people are afraid. They suddenly look through the pullback and they say, well, wait a second. This is far worse than I thought. But this stock has fallen dramatically off this China news. This is the China news. It's not like it is suddenly revelatory.
No, and I think that's a lot of the reason why the stock has fallen as much as
Right.
it has. Numbers have come down. Analysts have downgraded the stock. It's kind of hated now, which
Right.
we kind of like, particularly for a high-quality growth story, which I don't think long-term the growth story changes in China. And that's 42% of their operating profits.
Right. Now, Ken Langone is a man I respect greatly, and he was on Squawk Box on Tuesday, and he talked about the notion of David Novak and what David Novak, the CEO, by the way, great book. I mean, this man has overcome adversity after adversity after adversity. He basically said, look, this is just another adversity that David Novak will conquer. In the meantime, it's not like they're sitting around doing nothing in these other countries. They've got some great things going in a bunch of different countries, and the United States has turned. And by the way, on the conference call, it was very clear he's not saying that China's going to turn in the next month. He's really left it so that I mean, if you want to fashion a negative call, it was that. It was a humble negative call that I think took a lot of the starch out of whoever was still in it, got some downgrades, and yet the stock isn't coming down that much.
That's
anymore.
right. And now that the Chinese New Year has passed, they're going to aggressively go on the offensive and talk
Right.
about quality assurance programs. They got $400 million in marketing spend that they can just blast in China
Right.
and really gain and regain the trust of the consumer in that region. So, and again, you're talking about very strong population growth. You're talking about spending increasing tenfold over the next 10 years or so. So they are positioned well. We like that they haven't pulled back the reins on the growth,
Right.
and so we're buying here.
And the understanding of why they admitted to be blindsided in the second round was because there was a TV investigation of them. But
Right.
the more you look at it, the more you realize it was never their fault. Now, obviously, unless you're a sophisticated consumer, you think it is their fault. But they've fallen on their sword. They are very clear that it's not going to turn around anytime soon, but they've also put a floor on the bad news and therefore the floor on the stock, which is why we have to step up
There
and
you go.
buy.
Great.
For more on Jim Cramer and Stephanie Link stock picks and investment strategy, go to actionalertsplus.com.